Next person, I couldn't think of anything funny to say, but she's super funny and she's sometimes mean to me. It's Clara Becker.
You're gonna find out real quick, Matthew and I have very different vibes. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Okay, alright. As someone with very poor mental health, I'm not sure how much more aware of it they want me to be. I mean, I know I'm a little more in tune to my rate of internal decay than the average person, the layman. But I certainly don't think I need a whole month to think about that. Anytime I'm struggling with something related to my mental illness or I've suffered some sort of trauma or loss, someone always tells me, Clara, I know it's hard right now, but you're going to be so much stronger because of it. But my question lately has been, is there going to be a point where I will have faced so much adversity that we should start worrying about me becoming too strong? This is a very real possibility, and I think that's where the awareness needs to be. No, but I mental health very important. I fancy myself an advocate. Last fall quarter, I got up on this very stage and I performed a set about my experience in a partial hospitalization program. A couple weeks after I performed the set, this guy, this stranger, he comes up to me and he points at me and he goes, I know you from somewhere. And with all the grace and elegance that I bring to all of my social interactions, I replied, no, you don't. But this motherfucker was persistent. He's like, I know you from somewhere. Suddenly his face lights up. He's like, I know where I know you from. I know you from your stand-up. You're the girl who talked about being in the hospital. You're the girl who's all fucked up in her head. Let's sit with that. Now, I don't know if any of you are taking notes out there, but just for reference, this is now the only acceptable way to begin a conversation with me. Okay, this young man has set a precedent, and I don't want to be referred to in any other way. I tried to end the conversation, but he kept going. He goes, I really liked your set, which was promising. But then he goes, but you made it all up, right? Like, everything about the hospital and the mental illnesses, that was a lie for the sake of the joke. And I was shocked, I couldn't believe it. Not that he would ask me something like that, but he thought that I wanted to lie about something like that. Like, did he think that I was trying to gain clout by bragging about how I spent my summer in a windowless room talking about my feelings? If I was going to lie up here, and it would be so easy. If I was going to lie up here, why wouldn't I lie about things that would make people want to hang out with me? I could just as easily write sets about sex and drugs, and not even just the abstract concepts of those things. Me actually partaking in the aforementioned activities. I have heard those are very big with the youth. But that's not why I do stand-up comedy. I do stand-up, it's for a very simple reason, which I'll tell you now, we'll keep it in this room. I do stand-up comedy so that if I had a boyfriend, when his friends and family see me for the first time and inevitably ask, what, is she funny at least? My boyfriend will be able to say yes! He'll be able to say, yeah, as a matter of fact, she is funny. Sometimes. when she writes the jokes down and then practices them a lot and then takes medication in order to get up on stage, yeah, I should say she's pretty funny from time to time. I don't know if any of you, for any of you sleuths out there, you might have caught on to the fact that this scenario would require me to have a boyfriend. Good catch! Unfortunately, this may not be as easy as it sounds. There are a number of things that could complicate this. For one, I overheard someone talking about a girl the other day, and they're like, she's got a body that just won't quit. I didn't so much overhear it as see it in a movie from the 80s, because that's not something real people say. But he was like, she's got a body that just won't quit, and my body hasn't quit, per se. But it's certainly working reduced hours. There have been significant layoffs, what with the economy as it is. But I'm not a superficial person. I know that it's more than just about looks. And luckily for me, my problems are more than skin deep. I think that the greatest hurdle standing in the way of me and finding a guy is the great frequency with which people compare me to a dad. This has happened more times than, frankly, I'm comfortable admitting. And I'm obviously comfortable admitting quite a lot, saying something. But I can't in good conscience sit here and tell you that I don't see the similarities myself. I have been known to refer to people as sport and champ. I struggle to say the phrase, I love you, and I spend a lot of time complaining about the concept of ripped jeans. You're literally paying more money for less denim. It's just like choose pants or shorts like an American. But yeah, and I wish I could say that this dad thing, it was something recent, but I think it's been going on for a while. It probably started in high school. I have a chronic knee condition, and in high school I had to wear these like white Asics with orthotics in them to support my knees. And as everyone knows, Asics are like the official shoe of dads. And so I'd be like lacing up my shoes every morning and then suddenly be overcome with the urge to yell at the umpire at my son's Little League game. And the most troubling part about this is my son doesn't even play baseball. It's clear that this dad-like behavior is not going anywhere. You know, it's not something that's just going to clear up on its own like an STD would. So lately I've been thinking about the ways in which I can lean into my dad-like tendencies to help me find a boyfriend, which is not a phrase I ever thought I would hear myself say. But here we are. I've been trying this new angle with guys, or what I do is I go up to them, I'll go up to one of them, and I'll place my hand on his shoulder. I'll look him in the eye and say, you know, I'm really proud of the man that you've become. And maybe like tousle his hair a little bit. And so far it hasn't led to much, except just a couple of very meaningful games of catch. Very emotionally charged catch. But I'm optimistic, you know, like I feel like there's hope, because with this new angle, I feel like I don't just have a foot in the door, I've got an ASIC. Thank you. Up next, you thought you got rid of him last year, but here he is again, only a year older, because that is how time works. It's Griffin! Woo!